The Wiki Podcast.
The Wiki Podcast. Here we are. Back for another. We've kind of got on a roll of we've had a lot of in-guest podcast, in-studio podcast guests, which is great. I love when people are here better than the Zoom thing.
It does bring another element to it.
It does, and I enjoyed our Zoom. We had a great conversation not long ago with Brittany Jill, and I don't know you probably because you don't do the social media as well.
No.
She just announced her and her husband are pregnant.
Pregnant.
Yep.
They
Obviously
pregnant.
not her husband, but she
No.
is. I want to clarify that.
Clarify. Isn't that sad that we
yeah.
have to clarify that now?
It is a little bit sad,
It
but
is.
I remember the movie Twins.
Yeah.
So, what else?
Yeah.
Uh,
We are back with our official
drink sponsor.
Our official drink sponsor.
Yeah, that's right.
Deer Camp Coffee.
Deer Camp Coffee.
Yeah.
It's really good, Adam.
It is good, and I don't like coffee.
It is really, really good coffee.
It is.
And I'm not afraid to admit that.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I'm not a coffee drinker, and I like it, so that says something.
Yeah,
It's
good.
worth something.
It is good.
It is worth something.
Obviously, that's our official sponsor. But me and Adam are doing this diet.
Yes, we have been doing the diet.
How far are you from your goal weight?
I am around 10 to 12 pounds, depending upon the day that I weigh.
Yeah.
The finish line is in sight.
You started, 5 weeks before me.
Yeah, about a month before you.
Yeah. And so I still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But I had more weight to lose.
You had more weight to lose, and
I'm a big dude.
so it's
a big
just
guy.
a different thing.
Yeah, 300 pounds pushing around offensive lineman
Yeah.
when I was in college was not a bad thing.
So I was 240 pounds going around
when
offensive line.
I can't remember if we've talked about this or not, but when I showed up at East Central in Ada as a East Central Tiger, I showed up and I played Class A ball and smaller school, smallest you play 11-man football at.
Yeah.
And I was a big kid. I graduated high school at 6'2", 248
You
pounds.
thought you were a big kid.
I thought I was a big kid. And I come in, and I'm like, no. I'm not the biggest. There's a fellow freshman named Nick Huffaker, and we called him Nick Halfaker.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it. We talked
about Nick, right?
Nick
He was just so big. But I was a defensive end, and when I rolled in, we realized there were several defensive tackles, like 2 defensive tackles, upperclassmen who didn't report to camp. They're just like, nah, I'm not coming.
I'm out.
They quit the team. Well, they didn't have enough defensive tackles.
Yeah.
I played a stand-up outside linebacker defensive end my entire high school, junior high career.
Yeah.
I rarely put my hand on the ground, and then I never played inside.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big guy, but I was a little bit of a finesse player until I had to hit you. And so my goal was if you can't touch me, you can't block me.
Yeah, that's the way I played nose guard.
Right, exactly.
So,
speed, right? But you're going to get touched every time. But I had distance between me and a tackle or me and a tight end or a back that's coming to chip me. I would, I'd put running back moves on you. I'd juke you out and get to the quarterback. And my junior year, I led the state of Oklahoma in sacks.
Yeah.
And that was what I was good at. I was good at getting after the quarterback and causing pressure, disrupting stuff. I show up at East Central after getting my heart broke by Tulsa University.
Mm-hmm.
Fired Coach Rader.
Yeah.
And, it didn't happen. Anyway, so I go to East Central. And I show up, and I'm the biggest freshman defensive end on the team.
Yeah.
And you know what they said?
We're going to move you.
We're going to move you. We need you to play inside.
Yeah.
We need you to go become a defensive tackle. And I'm like, brother, no, I can't do this. I stood up. I'm putting my hand on the ground, and then I'm 250 pounds, and I'm taking on double teams from 300 pounders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going to have me put my hand on the ground next to a guard and a center.
Yeah.
Guard tackle.
Yeah.
I'm outmanned. I played a 3 technique. I'm outmanned here.
Yeah.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, deal with it. And I just got destroyed as a freshman.
Yeah.
But they made me gain weight. spaghetti and pancakes every day for lunch. Delish.
Delicious.
And it made me gain weight. And then my sophomore year, I got up to, my redshirt freshman year, I played quite a bit. And then my redshirt sophomore year, I played a lot more. And ended up being, about 285, 290.
Yeah.
Is what I ended up getting up to. Which that was great, but it's not great now.
No. They're like, "Oh, thank you for your service," and back to the world with your spaghetti and pancake addiction. Here you go.
And it was an addiction. I still have trouble with pancakes.
Old Aunt Gaggy shows up with pancakes every time.
I have trouble with pancakes.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, I can do it, but there has to be long stints in between pancakes.
Yeah, pancakes.
I can go to IHOP and eat pancakes.
Yeah,
that's
I miss pancakes.
Do you?
I miss bread.
Yeah,
just some bread would be great.
Mm-hmm.
But
I get it.
The number one thing. So what's the number one thing on this diet? Let's go ahead and just get food out of the way now.
All right. Yeah, it's our thing when it's just me and you.
Before we get there, do you want to talk about the unofficial drink sponsor?
Well, we can get to it after this.
Because I'm thirsty.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. So
okay.
I found something because obviously we're doing no sugar.
Yeah.
And so, I'm drinking a ton of water. But I found this clear America.
I've never had this.
This is a cherry limeade, which here, by the way, I know that Mr. Adam Carter loves a cherry limeade from Sonic.
I do love it. And did you know that Sonic has diet cherry limeades?
I didn't know that.
Oh.
But you've lied to me about other things, too.
Oh, they are so good.
Did you know that McDonald's does not have a chicken salad?
They don't?
No.
Well,
I went through that drive-thru and said, I need that grilled chicken salad. And they said, excuse me? And I said, I need your grilled chicken salad. They're like, we don't have one. And I go, Red Panda. And I just drove off.
You imagine the confusion that was caused by that drive-through moment.
When I said Red Panda, and I just
drove
off.
away. They're like, we also don't have that.
we don't serve Red Panda.
We also don't serve Red Panda, sir. But yeah, no, I could have swore maybe they call it something different.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
How about you're wrong? Can you just swallow that pill?
I don't know.
All right. So this is a diet cherry limeade.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh, my. Oh, that's wonderful.
It's delicious. Is it not so good?
That is. Where are these at? Where do these come from?
I don't know. I'll have to find out.
Oh, gosh.
More than likely Walmart.
That's good. That changes the thing. That changes.
It's really good. Is that not really good?
Oh, man. That's really good.
It's excellent. It's excellent. Yeah. And when I found it, I immediately told you about it.
Yeah, you sent me a picture, I think.
I think I did. I think I sent you a picture. Probably maybe a polo.
Or polo, yeah, one of the two.
Yeah. I haven't poloed you from the shower in a long time.
Yeah.
You know what? Or the bathtub.
Or any of that kind of stuff. It's
all shoulder up. I don't want anybody
freaking
out.
Mine aren't, but polos in shower. Polos are. I feel like they come in ebbs and flows. Like they come in.
We do a good job with it for a while, and then we don't.
Well, and even like in our group with Brett, like we'll hit a thing where, like, if you're not paying attention, you've got 20 minutes to watch before you can get caught up on what happened, what transpired.
I got behind one time in a group of 3 guys. My friend Cody Grace, who was my roommate in college, and one of my former students, Adam Shirey.
There's a ton of podcast stories there.
Oh God, Adam would be great.
But talk about, from the stories I've heard, never met the guy, but that's a wild card situation.
Oh, it is a wild card. Whenever I upload a video and it says give a rating for it, and I'm like, non.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I may have to do like second or third one down when I have Adam on. I'm not sure. But I got so far behind that I gave up.
You just quit?
I gave up on them because I got so far behind. There were so many they got just conversating with themselves. And I
You're
was
just
like,
accessory.
and I was like, I can't do it. I can't get caught up. So I quit.
Just abandoned ship.
I did.
Just abandoned
I'm a
ship.
quitter.
It's okay. That's okay. I mean, there's been times on our polos with Brett that I'm like, I don't have 25 minutes to commit.
Yeah, to finish these.
To this right now.
Yeah.
I've got way too much going on to deal with this, so I just skip ahead.
Yeah. I get it, man.
I'll catch the next one.
I get it. Totally understand.
I will catch the next one.
Totally get it. And that's okay.
But as far as number one food that I miss right now, and if there's any podcast listeners, for the love of everything holy, if you know how to do something that is no sugar, no carb, fried chicken, I would probably give a finger or two for some fried chicken. Right now, that is my favorite go-to food is fried chicken. And I have to drive every time I come here. You know what I have to drive by?
Yeah.
I got to drive by that freaking chicken shack.
Yeah, you do.
Every time. And think
Is
about
that where we're going to celebrate?
Just come off of it. Just
celebrate the chicken shack.
And then it's like, oh, that chicken was so good. Where's the toilet?
Yeah, it will be too.
It would be bad. Bad for everybody involved.
I would probably say I was very tempted yesterday.
Oh.
The devil tempted me.
Get thee behind me, Satan.
He tempted me hard yesterday, Adam. I went to Western Oklahoma, and I stayed the night out on our family's ranch.
Oh, man.
With my grandma. Stayed with my grandma. Sweet Judy. We already know Judy makes an incredible goulash.
Oh, Sweet Judy makes a credible goulash.
And that sounds so good.
It just sounds amazing.
But I walked in.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandma goes,
mm-hmm.
Wow, I can tell you've lost weight.
Yeah, and it
And
feels
I was
great.
Like, okay. Keep going, Judy. Don't stop. Tell me more. You know? I mean, like, it's great to hear. Like, she noticeably saw. Like, I feel like even looking at myself on our podcast, like, I'm like, I look smaller.
Yeah.
I don't
I've got
know
an extra large shirt on today.
Yeah, there you go.
Comfortably.
Yeah, you do. It looks great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my grandma, you know, I get there that evening, and we're sitting and visiting, and she's like, "Will you eat breakfast with me in the morning?" And I was like, "Man," because my grandma's specialty.
Oh no.
It's
one of my favorites.
Sausage biscuits and gravy.
Oh gosh.
Adam. Like,
oh gosh,
slap your mama. So good. It's home. Like, she does. I mean, flour milk, does her own gravy, stirs it up. It's perfect, dude. Biscuits, perfect, dude.
She make the biscuits too.
She makes the. It's just perfect. It's perfect, Adam. Every ounce of it is perfect.
Oh my god.
And here's the deal. Like, my cousins probably don't listen to this podcast, so I'll say this. I'm the favorite. I'm the favorite
You're
grandkid.
the one that gets it.
Oh, I'm the favorite grandkid by far.
You're
It's
not
even
around
close.
there enough to screw it up.
But here's the deal. I think I'm around her more than they are. My cousin Ryan's there a lot. He picks my grandma up, takes her to feed cows, stuff like that. My cousin Ryan's good.
Yeah.
My cousin Jennifer works a lot, and she's close to. She sees her. I'm not downplaying them by any means. But I'm the favorite.
But some people got it.
I think I am. I think I'm the favorite grandkid. And
does Judy listen to the podcast?
I don't think Judy listens to the podcast.
Well,
Judy has a cell phone, and after she makes a phone call, she turns it off. And it is the most frustrating thing ever.
Is it like she turns it off because she doesn't know what she's doing, or she turns it off because like she doesn't want the feds listening? Or
no, it's not like the Fed listening thing.
Paranoia. It's just a
just a
Judy
this is what
thing.
you do. Like, well, I'm done with the call. I turn it off, not realizing like
I'll turn it back on when I need it.
Yeah, just turn. It's like, well, Grandma, that doesn't
work that way.
It's kind of selfish cell phone use, Jude. You know what I mean? Like, what about us that want to get a hold of you? You know, she needs to leave it on.
She
like
don't care.
And she's getting to a place too. She's fallen in the yard a couple times. She's in her mid-80s.
Yeah.
You know, she needs to have that phone on her at all times. So she's out in the yard because she's not going to quit doing stuff.
No.
It's just how it is. It's kind of how my grandpa died.
Yeah.
You know, my grandpa, Ray, he fell off his John Deere 4240 tractor. He was partway up on the steps. It's hard to get up.
Mm-hmm.
Pull yourself up in it. And he got to a point, he was like second rung from the top. And he's like, my legs quit. his legs started cramping. And he's like, I can't go on and I can't climb back down. So he let go and fell backwards on his back. Ended up in the hospital. And a couple weeks later, he's dead.
Yeah.
He won't quit. And so Judy's got a little bit of that. It's kind of that generation.
Well, it's that generation and it's that culture too.
It is that culture. Yeah.
It is.
Western Oklahoma, you work hard. That's what you do.
I mean, it is rural culture, for the most part. Anyway.
Yeah, of that generation. Yeah.
Our rural culture's living off the old methamphetamines and phallus hole.
The old phallus hole. Anyway, but my grandma said, can I make you biscuits and gravy? Sausage biscuits and gravy in the morning.
That's a real tough one.
And I saw Satan open the door and walk in.
Satan comes up from behind her.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Pitchfork. He came out of the closet door in the hallway and just peeks his head around the corner and looks at me smiling.
He was like, "Oh hey Brad,
hey Brad," smelling like blue and gold sausage.
He slaps that blue and gold log on the.
He did, just laid her down.
Right on. I'm gonna put this out here to thaw for you.
Anyway, and I said, "Well, you have no idea how much I want to do that, but I can't." So I said, "I can do just a little sausage and some eggs." And so that's what I did.
That was your lean and green for the day.
That was it.
Your lean minus the green.
But I ended up, and I should have been, it's just all I'd done. But then my grandma wanted to go to lunch, and so I worked, and then I went and picked her up.
Yeah.
Took her to lunch, and I had a chicken salad at the Hilltop. And let me tell you, our waitress, Jennifer.
Yeah.
All right. Went to school with Jennifer.
Hilltop in a minute.
I know. All right. I hadn't been there in a minute myself. And I come in, she walks in, she goes, "Dr. Pepper?" And I said, "No, ma'am."
Oh.
Unsweet tea. Because I've ordered so many times. I've eaten at the Hilltop in Raiden a million times.
Unsweet tea, too.
I went unsweet tea. Okay. So I got an unsweet tea, which I've already drank a ton of water because I've been working.
Yeah.
I stopped and picked up like 3 bottles of water, and I'd already drank two big bottles. So I get a sweet tea, and she comes back, and she's like...
Unsweet tea?
No. She comes back to take my order, and she just already knows. She says...
Yeah.
Bacon cheeseburger, lettuce mayonnaise only, tater tots. And I go, "No, ma'am."
Yeah.
And she's like,
she dropped her
She's
notepad.
like, "You're throwing me way off here." And I said, "I know, Jennifer. I'm sorry. I'm going to do the grilled chicken salad."
And that's when she dropped her notepad.
And she goes, "Large or small?" And I said, "Small."
Oh, wow.
And she's like, "I don't know who you are."
I don't even know who you are.
I don't know who you are. And so Jennifer took my order and went back, and I ate it. She's like, "What?" And I was like, "I know, like 30 pounds, man. Like I'm getting, like I'm almost there. Like I can't do this."
I probably would have said I'd like the large salad, but I want that burger patty. And I want that. And I want a cheeseburger salad.
They'd probably do it.
Because that's been one of my jams lately is cheeseburger salad.
Okay.
It's really good.
Maybe so.
It's really good.
Okay. I'm down with that. No, that's really good.
Well, we got the food conversation out of the way.
Yeah, we got the food out of the way.
It's officially a podcast.
Yeah. That was good. Well, we're 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
We're just talking food, which isn't good. So this is excellent. You'd say this clear American cherry limeade is excellent.
Yes.
One of the better things that you've drank on your diet.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That came out of nowhere.
It really did.
In most Asian cultures, that's a compliment.
I hear that.
So
I've heard that several times.
There
That
you
if
go.
you're in an Asian culture and you burp, it's a compliment to the chef.
And slurping the soup.
So clear American, Adam just
approved.
He just approved of the situation.
Official, unofficial.
Official, unofficial.
Yeah.
But Adam, we're continuing cranking out episodes.
Yes, we are all the way up through 10.
We've got 10 episodes in the bag. We do 13 a year.
10 in the can, as they say.
10 in the can, and it feels good.
Not in a tin can, but 10 in the can.
Yes, and it feels really, really good.
Yes.
And so we got new episodes that are just rolled out. We do Trifecta, which is episode 6. So what we did is we do 5 episodes, and then we rerun 5. We air 26 weeks, and we do 13 episodes, so each episode reruns one time. And the reason that we do it the way that we do is, I think we talked about this on that Behind the Curtain episode.
Yeah.
But we do 5, and then the reason we don't do 13 is because a lot of people DVR the show.
Yeah.
Right? They're tuning in, they're DVRing the show. And so what our goal was is if I do 13 episodes straight, and then the back half of our 20, the last half of the 13 weeks, it's just reruns. Like, I only record 1 quarter.
Yeah, you're not spread out at all.
I'm not spread out at all. And so we say, hey, let's do 5, rerun 5, do 5, rerun 5, do 3, rerun 3.
Yeah.
And that gives us a chance to be on your DVR for 6 months out of the year, like new recordings.
Yeah.
And so that's our goal, is that we want to.
And nobody likes to have to wait that long to watch an episode that they may have missed.
Oh, this is a great time for us to mention our other sponsor.
Yeah.
Besides Deer Camp Coffee.
Our official, been with us the longest.
Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad.
BNSF.
Is blowing by right now.
It is there.
It is. I got a really cool time lapse.
Oh, you did?
In Wyoming of a train.
Yeah.
So I got caught by a huge train.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not going to say their name because they're not our sponsor.
You can't.
All right. Their initials are UP.
A yellow UP?
But I'm not going to say their name.
Yeah.
All right.
An old up train.
And going to Wyoming, antelope hunting. And the train comes, and it's huge. Like, I can see forever. And I'm like, this sucker is
We're going to be
2
a minute.
miles. Yeah.
Enough time to get a camera out.
I got a camera out, and I put it up, and I time-lapse this train going by. And it's really cool. Guess what? As the last cart goes by,
what?
The arms don't go up. And I'm like, what the heck? I look to the right. It's double track. Here comes another one. Same length.
Oh, really? The other way.
And I was there for like 20 minutes.
They
passed. And I'm talking middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
And these trains going by like that. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, but so we got Trifecta is episode 6.
Yeah.
And we're following T.W. Norman.
T.W. Norman, as he hunts in Iowa and Illinois. Or no, just Illinois.
Yeah, we haven't made it to his Iowa hunt yet. So he's just hunting in Illinois. We got a great bow hunt in Illinois. He hunts with Illinois Extreme Hunts in Illinois.
Yeah.
Kills a great buck with his bow.
Oh, yeah.
That's a stud. Ran that thorn up in there, quartering hard. Great episode. And then he shoots a really nice buck with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Literally in his backyard.
Yeah.
At his house. And then he goes with his son, and his son kills the first buck in that episode. It's really good. So we call it Trifecta because there's
3 and 1.
3 and 1.
3 and 1 state. Yeah.
What's next? We got the
go
Kids
to
Zone.
The Kids Zone, one of our favorite episodes of the year, letting the kids get the spotlight. And it's not like they have the spotlight and you're like, oh, they're kids. It's like, no, these kids are killing bigger deer than we do.
Yeah, there are two really big bucks in there.
Oh, yeah. It's a great episode, too.
It's a good episode.
It's action. I mean, how many? 8, 9 kills?
Man, let's see. So we've got both my kids shoot does. We open with my kids hunting, and which was so much fun because they both killed in like 45 seconds.
Oh, it was like bing, bing. Thank you, Buck Blitz.
Josiah, my 7-year-old, he was 6 at the time.
Yeah.
Smash citied a doe, first one. They run off. 10 rings her. She runs off, and the other does ran, and they end up coming back. This is with the power of Buck Blitz. We say in that episode, using Buck Blitz, our deer attractant. Like, it's a drug, dude. And so, like,
it's a great
air
freshener, too.
It is. They just watched Carla die.
Yeah. Carla.
And so they all come back. Like 30 seconds after she dies, they scatter, and they all come back to eat, or one comes back in to eat. The other ones were coming, too. And I switched places with my kids, and my daughter, Ava, 10 rings a doe, smashes her. And so we get 2 kills,
Bing,
45 seconds.
And
so that's,
we're done.
Yeah, so that's the first segment.
Go to the hilltop.
Yep. So that's the first segment. Segment 2, we hop in with Justin James.
Yeah.
Out in Wheeler, Texas, and he takes his daughter Chancey, and Chancey shoots a great 9-pointer. Like, grown man 9-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
She does a great job, smashes him. And then he takes his other daughter on her Kinsley, on her first ever hunt.
Shooting a buck.
And she drills it with an old Lancehead crossbow. Runs a thorn through him. Great shot. Kills him. And so that's block 2. So there's 4 kills. Block 3, it's Houston.
Yeah, Houston Arms.
Daniel from Arms Family Homestead.
Shoots a pig and shoots his first buck ever. And then block 4, we get into Emily.
And she shoots a really great deer.
She shoots a great deer as well.
Big old wide sucker.
Yeah. good deer.
She's a big buck killer.
She is a big buck killer.
I don't even remember the last time Daniel killed something.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
besides time.
I mean, I understand. I understand a lot of.
I get it too.
Of it, it's way more fun.
It's more fun to.
It's way more fun to take them and live through them on that deal.
Mm-hmm.
But then we go from that episode to episode 8, which is Midwest Dreams.
Yeah.
And that is our good friends Jeremy Rowland and his son Paul.
Yeah, they kill some great bucks.
Great bucks.
In Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Paul killed a stud.
Yeah. Paul
Jeremy killed a stud, which is like Jeremy's motto.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
It's kind of like Paul.
Yeah.
You know, Jeremy's just consistently
the Paul of the North.
He's the Paul of the North. He is. He's the Yankee Paul.
Yankee Paul.
That's what we'll start calling him. Jeremy's Yankee
That's
Paul.
what we should have called that episode, Yankee Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll have Jeremy on sometime.
It'd be fun to have Jeremy on. All Yankee Paul.
Yep.
Yeah.
Little seed salesman up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, but at the beginning of that episode, we go with our buddy Brett. Old Brett Will.
Yeah.
Brett Whipwill.
Old Brett Whipwill. He kills or Gracie.
I learned something. Hey, I learned something yesterday.
Oh, what?
So the plumber Whip.
Yeah.
His first name's Whipkey.
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 It's not Whip Key.
It's
Whipkey.
Whipkey.
Yeah, because I got corrected. Like, why do you keep calling him Whip? His name's Whipkey.
Because that's what he called himself when we were there. It was Whip.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't around as much. He was kind of just hanging out with Deb the whole time.
He was.
He liked.
He liked Deb.
Yeah, he liked Deb.
He liked
and
Deb.
he liked my coffee.
He did.
Anyway,
Whiskey.
so Brett Whip.
Yeah.
Brett Whipwill.
Gracie.
His daughter Gracie. Yeah. So we talk about managing our ground out in western Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And Brett helps me with that, though he's not been much help lately. Can we just be honest?
He's just been ghosting a little
He's
bit. Of
ghosted me. So we were supposed to go this week.
Yeah.
To western Oklahoma and get a bunch of work done. Bunch of work. I've got 2 feeders that are down right now because raccoons have pulled the guts out of a feeder and I need them rewired. Guess what Brett is? An electrician.
Yeah.
I need you, bro. Okay?
You know what's better than work?
What's that?
Florida.
And so Brett goes to Florida.
Yeah.
Which I already knew that. He's already knew he's going to Florida. That's totally fine. Go to Florida. Whatever. He says, I'll be back next week. We'll go out to raiding. So like Monday I call him. Hey man. He doesn't answer. And I send him a text like, dude, we got to go out raiding as soon as possible. And he says, I already know that.
Ooh.
Or he says, I'm well aware.
I'm well aware.
Okay. Tool bag. All right. Yeah, you're aware, but you ain't doing nothing about it. You know? And so he's like, yeah, well aware.
I love that.
Well aware, Brad.
Oh, what a response.
I know. It's horrible. Well aware. So anyway, he's like, well, I'll be back Saturday. I was like, dude, we talked about going this week. Like, we talked about it. And you're coming, like, you didn't say you're So anyway.
I told you, Florida's better than work.
I don't disagree. But selfishly, I kind of need him.
But I kind of want him to be all about what we have to do right now.
Yes, 100%. So anyway, but that episode we had a big 6-point coal buck.
Yeah,
Wasn't super old, probably 3.5-year-old buck, but obviously like we're not adding a tine. Like he's going to be a big 6, and we have a little bit of that genetic.
There is that out there.
And so
it's the one that we were going after with Heath when I was out there with him sitting in the honey holes. That big 6 that's out there.
Yeah, we do have a couple big 6-pointers, and so we want to get those killed. We don't want them breeding does.
Such a cool buck.
And so
big 6.
He comes in, and Gracie, with her first buck ever, Brett Whipwill's daughter, Gracie, smokes him.
Drops him.
Smash him. Smash City.
Drops him.
So that was awesome. And then we're kind of talking about managing your property. So we want to take out these bucks that are like this. We don't want big 6s. Well, the other thing's pigs have started to show up.
Yeah.
And so I hop into a hunt where I shoot a pig with that new Paramount muzzleloader.
Drop him. Just kaboom.
Dude.
Can't tow it.
It was one of the
Oh, God. What are we doing here?
I don't know what just happened. I guess I got too.
Getting too sideways.
I was.
Dropping mines.
The wound on that pig from that Paramount.
Was it brutal?
It's the 40 caliber Paramount. They're brand new Paramount.
Yeah.
CVA muzzleloader. 400-yard muzzleloader. You use a large rifle primer. You're using Blackhorn 209, shooting this bullet, and it's unbelievably wicked. Anyway, I shoot this pig. He's almost facing me, quartering hard, and I punch him, and he's just screaming, you know, and pigs are so tough it actually crawls off screen.
Yeah.
And I give it a little bit, and I walk up there, dude. I hit him right in the shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, facing me pretty hard, and it exited the back other offside ham.
Oh, his ham, yeah.
You could have put a basketball just in the exit wound. A basket.
You removed
ball.
His ham.
I've never seen anything like it. I immediately made a video and sent it to Tony with CBA, and I was like,
not sure where you're going to be able to show this, but wow.
Yeah, and I put it down, and it's just this filleted open. You know, I don't want to go into a ton of detail, but like, it was rough.
Brutal.
It was rough. But then we hop in that episode. Then we hop in with Jeremy, and we've already talked about that. So Midwest Dreams is a great episode. So what's 4?
So then we go to episode 9, which is Team Effort.
Which is not 9. Is that 9?
Yeah, that's 9. Right. Team Effort, which is Johnny Maxwell, Trent, and Paul.
Yep.
And they are hunting out in South Central Oklahoma. South Central OK.
Mm-hmm.
And killing giant, all 3 of them.
Big old bucks,
giant deer.
Like, I think every one of them scored over 160.
Yeah, every one of them.
Or at least high 150. One of them may have been high 150s, but all the rest of them are 160 plus bucks.
Yeah.
Johnny's was a stud.
Yeah.
He'd kill him with a crossbow.
Yeah.
Just a stud.
Yeah. And then that's a great episode. And then the 10th one that will air later is an episode called Reveal.
Yeah.
And we get to talk about how well the Reveal cameras have worked for us this past season.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And how they've just been a vital tool to help. And we have the buck that me and Hurley went and hunted last year.
Yep. And the reason you killed that deer
was because you actually watched the trail cameras.
I looked at my Reveal app, and I just glanced over at your camera, and here's this buck that's been there like 3-4 days in a row.
Yeah.
Same time. And I said, Adam, why are you not hunting at Caton? And you're like, I'm building a house. And I said, lame excuse.
Whatever.
Whatevs. And I said, if you don't go kill him tonight, what did I say?
I will be there tomorrow.
I'll kill him tomorrow.
Yeah. I've got a key.
That's right. I do have a key, and I will go in there. And I will play it's my ball, and I'm going home because it's my feeder and my blind, and I'm going to go sit in it.
Yeah.
You know. But you went in there.
Ball and going home.
And you laid the smoke down on a great buck.
Blew his heart into about 10 pieces with that 7 mag.
7 mag that you'd never shot before.
Yeah.
Borrowed it from me.
It's good up to 100 yards, I think.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You're good.
What does that mean?
I shot it to 100. Like, I haven't set it back any more than that. But at 100, man, you got to be fine. Like,
we shot him at about 200. About 190 or so.
But it's...
I mean, just plugged him, though.
Yeah, 10 ringed him, man.
And then from there, we're going to show Kyle Evans.
Yeah. That's right. It was a hunt from our ministry banquet.
Yeah.
A guy donated it to a local pastor out of Elk City, Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
Kyle came out with me, and it was cool. We're sitting in a shooting house, and there's a feeder about 200 yards away with a Reveal cam on it. And we're sitting there in the dark, and the camera goes off.
Mm-hmm.
It's the buck.
And you know he's coming.
Yeah.
At this point, the game's on.
It's on.
And that, like, the I've yet to have, and I know I'm not trying to sound totally pretentious, but I haven't had that opportunity to get buck fever yet, because every time I've gone to hunt, it's just like, here we are. So that whole concept to me is super unfamiliar.
Yeah, I don't even get buck fever because I'm a cold-blooded killer. You know what I mean? Like it just happens natural.
I don't go hunting.
It's in my DNA. It's really in my I don't go hunting. I go killing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty much guaranteed a spot in Valhalla of deer hunting. All right, like it's in my Viking blood.
Yeah.
I just pillage animals.
Accurate.
Oh my gosh! Talk about arrogance.
Yeah. I did preface it, say I'm trying not to sound pretentious, but
I've never heard anybody say that and didn't mean to be that way.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. But anyway, having that aspect.
Little bit. Do you remember?
Huh?
A little bit. Do you remember that movie?
A little bit.
What was that dinosaur movie? We were kids.
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time, and that dinosaur's named Little Bit.
A little bit, yeah.
My cousin Jennifer, who's not my favorite, who's not the favorite of my grandma. Just point that out, Jennifer. That was her favorite movie, and she would watch it every day, and she would cry every day.
Oh yeah. The original, there's
Yeah.
there's like 20 Land Before Times.
Well, the first one.
There's a
It's
lot
the only
of
one
them.
that matters.
I showed that to the kids the other day, and they made it about 15 minutes in, and they were like, "Can we watch something else?" And I was like, "No, sit down!
That's right.
This is a national treasure."
It's a little bit like, what was the movie you said you hated?
Goonies.
No, I know. So that was bad. No, what was the other one about the kid flying around with that dragon dog?
Oh gosh, the
Never-ending
never-ending story. Yeah, worst movie ever.
Lies.
I hate that movie.
Oh, your heart has to be pure to walk by those laser shooting eyeballs.
Oh gosh, I hate that movie.
That's a good movie.
Oh, I hate it.
Anyway, so
we've got a lot of good things coming in the next 5 weeks.
Yeah, a lot of really good
A
episodes.
lot of great episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And the response to the first 5 have been great.
Man, it has. Our viewer numbers are up.
Yeah.
People are tuning in and watching. And if you don't have the Pursuit channel, you can download the Pursuit Up app,
Which is
to
an
your smart TV.
incredible app.
Oh, so good. Free content, man. It's a free download. You can watch tons of on-demand content. You can find Final Descent Outdoors. You can find those other shows that are probably trash. I'm just kidding. There's other great shows for you to tune in and watch on the Pursuit channel as well. So just a lot of good content. We need to work together and be better as a team as Pursuit producers. And so it totally was a joke. I don't want anybody.
Yeah, it was a total joke.
I mean,
they're going to take it out of context.
Ours is
anyway.
better, but
Yeah.
I'm kidding. God, just relax.
Just chill out.
And so, but if you don't even have that, you can go to our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
And
every
watch our episodes.
episode comes out every the week after it airs. It comes on.
It
airs. My mouth got a little mush mouth on that one.
Oh, that was really funny.
Mush mouthed.
So I've kicked off the filming season as well, and I just did my first trip.
Yeah.
I went to Wyoming, hunted with AA Outfitters. My buddy Trey up there, who runs an incredible operation.
Yeah.
Great food, great lodging, great fellowship.
Yeah.
I love going up there and hanging out with those people.
Mm-hmm.
And go up an antelope hunt, and I have been 100% successful antelope hunting until this year. And it didn't have anything to do with the ground. I saw antelope. There's just so many. It made me realize there's so many things that have to go right for you to be successful in just bow hunting, period.
Yeah.
There's so many things that have to go right. Getting that antelope in front of you. And it ended up happening the first night I go in, and I took a kid with me, running camera for me the first time. His name's Austin. Never been on an antelope hunt. And we're sitting in a blind together, and this buck has like 40 does, and he's 34 and a half yards behind the blind.
Yeah.
But it's first day, and he's got all these does. And I'm like, oh, man, do I try to, close the front windows,
Yeah.
go, and then drop the back windows? But we have to get rotated and turned in the blind with all of our stuff in it, get our chairs turned, get camera turned, all that stuff, and then lower a window with 80 eyeballs looking at us. Can I pull it off? Can I pull it off? And I thought, dude, it's the first night. He's right here. I don't think he's going anywhere. He's going to use this tank. We're in the middle of an alfalfa field. He's going to come up to this tank and drink. And first night, 34 yards close as I get him. Don't get done. I'm like, all right, next day. Next day, I got him at 150 yards. Close as I got. Next day, I had him at 96. Next day, the closest he got was 72. And I told Austin, I said, if he gets inside 70, I'm going to try him with this PSE Evo EVL. I'm going to try him. But he got to 72, and he got to the corner of the blind, so I was having to lean way out, try to the seam still coming.
Yeah.
And I was he was on a path, kind of walking like he was going to come right to the corner of the blind. And I'm like, well, he's going to keep coming. And so I wait a few minutes because I wasn't able to look anymore that way. I was going to have to look through another window, and I was like, I'll just wait a few minutes, and then I'll peek out that one to see where he's at. And so I wait, 30 seconds, and I pull the blind down, and I turn and look. He's at 96. And I was like, and he ends up feeding the other way, and by dark, he's 450 yards away from me.
Yeah.
He just never, it wasn't from a lack of scent. He was a great goat.
Yeah.
He was a great goat. And it just didn't happen. And I went home empty-handed from Wyoming for the first time ever, bow hunting up there. But I saw antelope, and that's all you can ask for because there's so many factors that have to go right.
Oh, yeah.
If I had a gun.
Oh, yeah, all day long.
It would have been.
How many do you want?
First day, dude, I'm done. Let's go to the house.
Yeah.
And that's bow hunting.
It's bow hunting.
It just didn't happen the way that I wanted it to. So anyway, I wrapped up my first trip with not collecting an animal, and I hope that's not setting precedent to the rest of my season.
You just got to get that one out of the way.
I guess, man. I've been pretty lucky the last couple years, but I've had bad stints before. So I hope that's not, I just don't want that to be the stage setter.
A continuing pattern?
Yes.
For the remainder?
Yes. That would be horrible.
So, while in Wyoming this time, were there any fun stories that came out of Wyoming? And, did we have any things that needed to be, any near-death experiences, any highs that were experienced while there?
I almost got attacked by a badger.
Wasn't seeing that one come.
Didn't see the badger thing happen?
No, I didn't expect.
Did I tell you that? I don't think I did. I don't know if I did. So me and Austin were sitting in the blind, and I can't figure out why these antelope are standing like 70 yards out, and they won't come to this water tank. Like it's a metal water tank in the middle of this field for horses in the middle of alfalfa field, and the antelope drink out of it too. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, why are these antelope not coming in? And they're just staring. I'm like, man, they're not staring at us. Like, what are they burning a hole in? Because they just, locked in on it. Like, what is happening? So anyway, I'm kind of frustrated about it. I can't figure out what's happening. Well, they kind of go off, and the antelope leave. And I look, and I can see something moving in the grass, in the alfalfa.
Yeah.
And I'm looking. I pull up these Vortex binos, and I pull them up, and I'm looking, and I'm like, there's a coyote laying on his side like sunning. I can see his hair moving.
Yeah.
And I see it moving, and I'm like, dude, that ain't a coyote. That's a badger.
Huh. It's
a badger. And so, we've got badgers in western Oklahoma. We've trapped badgers before. I've been around badgers. They're mean dudes. Like, there's this ain't a honey badger, but it's his cousin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a nice critter.
No.
And so I'm sitting here, and I'm looking at him on my binos, and I see his head raise up, and he looked at my soul.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, okay. And he's probably 50 yards away from me.
Yeah.
And here he comes, straight at me.
Oh, boy.
And so I start texting Trey, our guide. And I'm like, hey, Trey, can I shoot a badger? No big deal, right?
Yeah.
And it's a varmint.
Yeah.
He texts back, and he says, not unless you pay $300 for a fur bearer's license.
Really?
And I'm like, I ain't paying $300 for a fur bearer license.
No.
No way. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to shoot him now. So he gets to the water tank. Water tank's 21 yards.
Yeah.
And he keeps coming straight at me. He walks past it. So I text Trey, like, can I kill him in self-defense?
Yeah.
Like, he looks like he's coming straight to because he's like eyeballing me. Like, he'd stop and just stare into the blind. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. So he keeps coming. He's at 10 yards. He's at 8 yards. I pick my bow up.
Like, fur bearer or not.
Like notch.
I ain't
on,
taking it
and I'm
from
like,
him.
dude, what if he just wins me or something? He's coming in here.
Yeah.
With me. So I hook onto my D-loop with my release. And I'm like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I may have to kill him because if he comes in here,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so I hook on, and I'm watching him, and now he's at like 10 foot.
Yeah.
From the blind. And it's like looks up at us, and it goes behind this lump of grass.
Coming back there to unzip it.
I know. And he picks something up in his mouth. And it turns and runs. And I'm like, what is that? And I go throw my binoculars up. It was a baby badger.
Wasn't a he, it was a she.
It was a she. And this baby badger had gotten out of the den that it has about 30 yards past the water trough. And the baby badger had crawled out. Mama was taking a much-needed siesta.
Yeah.
Apparently. I don't know, not keeping an eye on the kids. And she went and got her baby. And I couldn't see it because, I mean, you're talking the size of a rat. I mean, it's small. Yeah. I couldn't see it going through the grass. Anyway, Mama went and got it, brought it back to the den. Pretty cool experience.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty cool experience.
That was really cool.
But on the flip side of that, it kind of messed my hunt up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
The antelope don't want to mess with the badger.
They're going to come around that.
Yeah, they didn't want nothing to do with it. So they just kind of like hung back and away from it. So,
yeah.
That's... Outside of that, I can't think. Was there another near-death experience?
I don't know. I mean, I was literally just being inquisitive. At this point, I haven't heard all the ins and outs of the hunt yet because it was so recent.
Yeah, it was. I just got back from doing that. We had to drive because Trey has hundreds of thousands of acres.
Yeah.
And so I had to drive an hour every day from the lodge to go hunt because it's just these giant ranches, you know. And so it was an hour drive every day. And it was bad. My alarm went off every morning at 3:45. And we'd leave by 4:15, get there 5:15, park, walk in, and it was daylight. You know, shooting. It was 5:50.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd get in the blind, get set up, and I was leaving my chairs, and so it was a pretty easy setup walking in. We go get set up in the blind, sun come up, and we sit for 15 hours every day.
Man,
15-hour sits in that blind. It was hot. It was so bad. And sitting and just waiting on this antelope to mess up. And anyway, what stunk is because they just kind of lived in this alfalfa field. I had to wait till pitch dark every night to walk out because I don't want to booger them. I don't want to run them out because I want a chance to kill them tomorrow. And so we would sit in that blind all day till pitch dark. I'd get out. I'd leave there at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It's an hour drive back.
So you're getting back at 10.
Getting back at 10. We have not eaten dinner. We eat dinner. I take a shower. I'm in bed at 11. Alarm goes off at 3:45.
4 days in a row.
4 days in a row. After driving 15 hours up there.
That's
then
fun.
Turned around and drove 15 hours home.
That's fun.
And so it was hard hunting, but I love going up there and hunting. It's great fellowship. Trey's a good dude, man. He is a good dude. And his son smoked a great mule deer while I was up there. Full velvet muley.
Really?
Oh, awesome. Shot him with a bow.
Cool.
He took his son out. So anyway, that's good stuff. That's good stuff, man. So no complaints at all. We're fixed to put in some food plots.
That would be Monday.
That's the plan Monday.
That is the plan. Monday is we gonna get the tractor out.
Yeah, the old Kubota from Great Plains.
Yeah. I've got to take the brush hog up there and knock it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Get rid of a few of those little sapling cedar trees that haunt every person in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Land.
Yeah.
Get them out of the way and gonna put in a full acre.
Gonna put in an acre food plot.
Gonna put in a full acre.
Got the spot on food plots coming in.
Spot on food plots. Got all that stuff in and got it ready. Just got to go get fertilizer and we'll be ready to rock and roll.
And some
food plots and some rain. But here's the fun thing: is my neighbor out there, he's got a water tank.
Really?
Yeah. And so that's what we're doing is because I'm helping him put his in.
Yeah.
And so we're putting his in, and his kind of trade is that he's going to come by, once every week and throw the hose into the stock tank and suck up a ton of water and then go spray down the food plots.
I need to borrow that.
So
I need to look at it and see how I get a hold of one because, Western Oklahoma.
Do they have water there?
Not often. And so I'm going to put some food plots in out there, too. The same thing. I'm like, oh.
You going to do the whole honey hole again? Or just out there in front of it?
No, yeah, we are.
In front of the White House?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we are. So I got a ton of work to do out in Western Oklahoma, bro. Like, I feel so behind on our lease stuff. So got a lot of work to do.
It is.
A lot of work to do.
It's time.
Yeah, it is time. Speaking of time, once again, we want to recognize Burlington Northern Santa Fe. Did you hear them?
Just getting in two for this episode.
I know. We didn't have one when I actually kind of noticed that when Craig was here.
Yeah.
We didn't have one that
we had them right during the gap.
Oh yeah, did we?
Apparently, right in the gap of them, because we had one hit right before when we were setting up, and then it didn't happen again until after he had left.
There you go.
So
I didn't even realize it.
yeah,
I didn't even realize it.
I'm very aware of the train routes.
Okay.
Kind of a thing I have.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, so great things happening with the show. Great things episode-wise are happening. Lots of cool things coming up. We have to plan a stingray bow fishing trip, and I reached out and I got some dates.
Oh yeah.
I do have some
Okay.
dates to try to work with everybody to try to make it work. It's going to be like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday
Cool.
deal. So FYI on that.
Cool.
'Cause
We'll
I
look
want you
at
to
it.
go.
That would be fun.
But our whole goal with that is we're going to go down and hunt with or go bow fishing with our friends from Twisted Limb Bow Fishing out of Tampa,
Yeah.
Florida, and then our buddy Whip Will, Brett Whip Will, popping back up into our lives because he loves Florida more than he loves Western Oklahoma.
I mean, can you blame the guy?
I don't know. Have you been to Raiden? You know,
Yes.
have you seen Cheyenne?
Have you seen Cheyenne, Oklahoma?
Yeah, hey, what do you feel about Sweetwater?
Sweetwater.
What about Durham?
Durham. That was fun.
You never been to Durham?
I've never been to Durham.
Roll.
I've
Dempsey. You've been to Dempsey?
been to Dempsey.
There is nothing.
Yeah, there's
There's
all
a community building and a cemetery.
It's all this things.
Mm-hmm.
There's ground.
That's it. What
There's
else is
ground.
out there? What are the little towns I'm trying to think of?
What's the one I drove through on the north end? Like,
You know, like Hammond and
I came in from the
Strong
north one.
City.
Strong City.
Yeah. There's some bull
I
riders.
drive
from
through
Strong
one of my
City.
favorite towns to say.
Strong City.
Oh, Visay.
Vasa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just because you feel like a local when you get to say it like that.
That's right. Did you know that Visay and Agra are co-oping together?
No.
You didn't know?
No.
Yeah, it's called Viagra.
How many long amounts of time have you waited to be able to
I
get
just
that
heard.
one?
I've just heard that one time like 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
And I felt like it was a good time to.
Just bring it in.
Visay and Agra are two towns in Oklahoma.
Just to throw
And
in
if
the
they
old...
did merge together, they would be called Viagra.
There you go. That's a great place to...
Well, that took a turn. Didn't it?
that just wait. At this point, I don't even know where to
Mhm.
go from there in that one.
So we're going to Florida.
Yeah.
All right. Brett loves Florida. And so he's but we've got a buddy named Doug. What Full Strut Media did, it was really
made their
that was a
restaurant's website.
fun. What'd you say?
How about we made their restaurant's website?
We did make. I thought you said we made the restaurant. Period. And
We
I was
made
like,
the
oh,
restaurant.
without us, you're right. It would have failed.
Our deal. It was us. Only.
Yeah, it was
only
us.
Doug doesn't matter.
Doug, yeah, I could hire a monkey to cook that food that Doug's cooking back there. I'm just kidding. So there's a restaurant in Tarpon Springs, Florida, just north of Clearwater, just north of Tampa,
Yes.
that we had a chance to do the media work on called
Had to.
Hours, Hours.
Like on a watch, Hours.
Yeah, right.
Hours
And the theme is-
Creole Smokehouse.
Right. But don't let that fool you.
It's not... I don't even know if they could label it because he cooks
everything.
And he cooks everything
The last time I was there,
phenomenally.
I was there for a brunch, and they said, well, what do you want? And I said, tell Doug. First, I went back into the kitchen.
Yeah.
So he knew I was there. And I just said, make me whatever you want.
Yeah. Which, with Doug,
You can't go wrong.
you
You're not going to go wrong.
just, whatever.
It's going to be a good, and it was.
It's going to be
it was-
one of the best things you've had.
Yeah, he's incredible. So anyway, we're going to go and we're going to bow fish for stingray. A lot of people don't know this. Stingray is one of my favorite things I've ever eaten out of the ocean.
See, I've never had stingray.
It's so good. You would think that it's a white meat, but it's not.
Yeah.
It is.
Didn't you say it reminded you of venison?
It reminds me of venison, and
Yeah.
it was so good. And so we're gonna go. We're gonna bow fish. We're gonna do 2 nights of bow fishing,
Yeah.
and then Doug is gonna cook the stingray up.
Yeah.
Mr. Chef Doug.
And we talked about making it some kind of segment.
We're gonna. It's gonna be in the episode.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in an episode.
So it's
So we're gonna
Cooking with Doug.
Cooking with Doug. And we talked about even doing like a YouTube short.
Yeah, like a series.
Like a series with Doug cooking.
Cooking wild game.
Yeah, different. Because, I mean, like, here's the deal. You kill a deer. It's like, well, we're making summer sausage and jerky and chili.
Yeah. We're going to grill the tenderloin.
There's a lot more that can be done. And so, Doug, we're feeling this out to see if we can't get Doug to do some really cool stuff to show, like, these other options for cooking wild game.
Yeah. And it would, I mean, I'm not mad that we would have to eat it.
Well, that was what's fun about, because we did, if you can go to ourscreedlesmokehouse.com.
Yeah.
And we built that website, Full Strut Media, and we did all the food photography.
And, I mean, when you do the food photography, you have to make sure that the quality of the photography matches the quality of the food.
So after we took the pictures,
so we ate all of it.
We ate everything. Like, all we got to sample
it.
Man, remember that grouper?
The grouper. I was about to say that grouper was just, I mean, if not the best fish I've ever had.
It's on our diet.
I know. Well,
maybe the sauce on top.
The sauce, the cream sauce stuff that he made was. If we when we're there, I probably will cheat on that meal.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Doug. I mean, it just.
But you're going to be eating stingray.
Yeah, the guy's got it. Like,
he's good at it. Yeah,
he's got it.
He is. And he's a big hunter.
Oh yeah,
he's a big hunter. So he enjoys all that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up too. So we may be doing that like at the end of this month.
That's like elk hunt and then stingrays.
It will be. It'll be quick, but it's a quick turnaround. We won't be down there very long.
No.
Which is a shame because I could just hang out in Florida. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's what.
And PSE is too. Like PSE's like, let us know. We'll ship the boat. We'll ship you whatever boats we can get you.
The bowfish boats.
Yeah. They're like, we'll hook you up. And so I love man. They've been so.
They've
good
been phenomenal. Fantastic.
Cade and all the team, man, dude, they've been awesome.
It's awesome. It's like a breath of fresh air.
It really, really is.
It is. So
it hasn't always been the smoothest.
It is. No.
And so so it's been really good.
Yeah.
Adam, how do we wrap this one up today?
Well, we haven't talked about what's going on in our lives when it comes to how God's talking to us and how we're talking to Him.
Yeah.
And that was, I guess, probably the best place to wrap it up and figure out what's going on in each other's worlds.
I'm tired.
You don't say.
And it's just this. I put this pressure on myself. Like, I feel bad because I'm behind when it comes to our hunting stuff. I am. Like, I'm behind at it. Like, I should have all my cameras where I want them. I should have, brush beaded down paths. I should have all the stuff, dude, and I don't.
Yeah.
And so I put this pressure on myself. This pressure that I'm not as good as, Jeff Danker down the road. Buck Ventures. Like, I see his, posting and doing their hashtags big buck work, and they do a great job, man. Like, they kill big deer and they got good production, and Jeff's been in a long time. He's a good friend. And I watch him, man, he spends so much time in the field, and I'm like, I'm so far behind.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to remind myself, me and Jeff aren't the same person.
No.
Jeff doesn't have little kids.
Yeah.
He's got an 18-year-old and maybe, I don't know, 15, 16-year-old daughter.
Yeah. I
got a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
Yeah. You're in completely different stages of
we are. Jeff,
life.
Jeff is he's a lot older than I am. We're just different stages in life. And so I think we get guilty of, like, comparing ourselves.
Yeah.
Especially in social media. Comparing ourselves to other people. We've probably talked about that even a little bit. But
oh, yeah.
I just feel like, for me, I'm kind of mentally tired. I've been on the road, dude. I mean, I've spoke in Illinois. I spoke in Arkansas.
You've been on quite a stint.
Wyoming. I have spent more time behind a wheel of a vehicle than I have probably anywhere else. I can tell you I've been more time behind a wheel of a vehicle than I have slept.
Yeah.
And so, I didn't get home last night. I was out in western Oklahoma working, trying to get some of this stuff done. I got home at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was up at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
It's the grind.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm tired, and that bleeds over into everything. And but I have had some really good conversations about the Lord with people.
Yeah.
I had a great conversation with somebody just talking, just spiritual things. I shared with you, I had somebody kind of shared about being kind of burned by the church.
Yeah.
And being able to say, man, I go to church not because of who sits to my left or to my right. I go to church because of what Jesus did on the cross for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this opportunity to worship and be thankful for what he's done for me. So that's kind of what's going on with me.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I'm at. What about you, buddy?
I think I'm at a place where I'm...
What are you learning at that Southern Baptist church, buddy? Come on in now.
First Baptist Wellston.
Going down to the river to pray.
Yeah.
Studying about the good old way.
See, if I knew it, I would sing it, but I don't.
Yeah, you don't know hymns.
I don't know hymns.
Because you danced around drinking turpentine with snakes.
Carrying rattlers.
That is not true.
Not true.
Okay.
But
and I'm not making fun of First Baptist either because I'm a Southern Baptist. I'm a licensed and ordained SBC.
Yeah.
Minister.
No, it's a great place. I love our church out there. It's been really cool. And I think I've told you this. It literally has been the opposite of all the expectations that I thought it was going to be when it came to.
So you realize you're kind of a bad person.
Kind of, yes.
For casting the light.
I had preconceived notions, as most would say, and went into that. That kind of goes along with what God's really working on me with. He's been really impressing that the sacrifices of God are a broken and a contrite heart. And he's been really working on me on that because I realized a lot here lately in my life. I haven't been very broken. And I haven't been very contrite when it comes to humility. And it bleeds over into everything.
Are you going to shut down that Adam Carter fan
yes.
page on
Facebook?
Yeah,
that was a short-lived adventure. Short-lived. But yeah, no, really just dealing with a lot of pride issues and realizing that all of Psalm 51 is been something that I've just been living in here lately. And seeing how David comes from the lowest point in his life where he's just been confronted about all the things that he's done, murder, adultery, the whole gamut of stuff. And he comes to before God and says, instill in me a clean heart. And he recognizes God at that point and also says to him, hey, my sin is set before you. There's nowhere I can hide. But at the end, he's like, I could go do all of these things for you. I could sacrifice. I could do all of these things for you. But what I want from you...
I want to make it go dark.
Yeah. What I want is your brokenness and your contrite heart and your humility. So that's where I've been living a lot.
And that's where God's going to use us in those moments when we're...
Well, and verse 13 says, then I'll teach others and sinners will return to you. So it's like it's because of these things, knowing your place and your depravity allows you to worship, which allows you to be taught, which allows you to teach others. It's amazing how it just lines itself out right there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So that's what God's been breaking, trying to help me be broken.
That's great.
More. So
I love it, man. I'll be praying for you in that.
Yeah.
And then praying for me.
I'm praying for you at the time because I know you're in the rigmarole.
Yeah, it is.
It is a gauntlet, and
it's like tomorrow we got a project to do, and guess what? You're driving.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of driving, dude.
Yeah.
You know what my butt says? We can't take any more.
We're done. That old L5 is
L5S1.
He's getting mad.
Yeah, you're driving, bro. I can't drive to do this video project we got to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Adam, I appreciate you.
Yes.
This was a good podcast. This was fun.
Yeah, it was a good one.
This was a lot of fun. Adam, so where can people follow you?
They can find me
the medias.
On the social medias at Hurley Films. It's HearlyFilms. YouTube is number one place to find me.
Yep.
Making
and
videos.
Great follow, doing all kinds of fun stuff, installing cabinet lights and building fences
everything.
And doing a little bit of everything. You can find me, Brad Clay. You can follow my fan page on Facebook. Just search Brad Clay. I'm probably not going to accept you if I don't know you personally on my regular page, and I'm like at 5,000 friends, so I can't do that. But you can interact with me that way. Obviously, Final Descent Outdoors on Facebook, Instagram, FD Outdoors, Twitter, FD Outdoors, and then Final Descent Outdoors on YouTube. You can also find me on TikTok. I made a really fun TikTok sitting in a ground blind in Wyoming.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
You're sitting at that crappy chair, hunting chair.
Triangle chair.
Little triangle chair. You sit there too long, you go to stand up, like everything's numb. You're just like, ah! Yeah, I'm all right. So anyway, but Brad Clay _Final Descent on TikTok. Love for you to give me a follow there as well. Have a lot of fun. My account was banned. I was so heartbroken. I lost 41,000 followers. And we're back up to over 3,000. So we're
climbing back up the ladder.
We're growing, trying to do
bringing it back.
Trying to do a good job.
Bringing it back.
Yep. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today's episode, ladies and gents, for listening to today's episode. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
So we press for holiness and only rest eternally. But for now we'll hold it down.